Hey everybody, welcome as we get into a game that features some of Underrated Gaming's best and most fun players. We are going to be spawning directly on top of Underrated Gaming's Aurex, UR.Aurex, the red Protoss on the right. He'll be going up and facing against UR.Crazy. Underrated Gaming's Crazy, the blue Terran on the left. Both these players are very young and very good and have really nowhere to go but up. They're incredibly solid fundamentally, and now we're going to be able to see these guys duke it out on a great macro map, Metropolis. It's very nice. We got the natural expansion, and this is going to be one of the most interesting factors are the destructible debris that are set up outside the natural expansion to see if anyone's going to be fancy and just do something like take those guys out, move in, or possibly go for a faster third base, taking out the ones behind the back. There's aggressive styles that will abuse this area. We actually just saw I just casted Fugazi going up against Axlav, who went for some nice blink play, and this is kind of another map you can do a little bit of that stuff on. You can even add in a sentry for a force field down here, then blink into the main base, and it could be absolutely devastating. Who knows? We could theoretically see that. It's not unconceivable, but it's a little improbable. But we can always hope. We can always hope for weird shenanigans along those lines. But let's take a look at the fact that Aurex is going to be scouting Crazy fairly early. He sent down that probe after the pylon, so lost a little bit of mining, but not too much. It may be worth it by the fact that he actually gets to get into the base and see the lack of gas from Crazy. So he's probably going to be thinking, okay, gasless expansion, and I can go ahead and go for a 1-gate expand, and things will be solid. It's obviously too late to go for Nexus first, but you know what Aurex may be doing? Is he going to expand? Oh, okay. For a second, I thought he might have been going for the Gateway and then Nexus and then Cybercore type of style, considering they hadn't mined from his assimilator quite yet, but we're actually seeing that right now he's immediately going to be mine from the assimilator the second he can. So it's not going to be one of those cool, fancy, tricky 1-gate expands, but you could be seeing him go for actually tricky expand where he goes for it before any kind of units. I'll probably go for his Stalker first. He gets a 16 Nexus down with this, and you'll notice that while he's getting this down, the gasless expand has gone down from Crazy. We just need 400. You learned your lesson. You know what? I have a feeling during practice, Aurex has been losing that probe, keeping it in just a little bit too long. Wouldn't be surprised me at all. But now we're going to be should be looking in for the. Apparently, he's not going to go for the first. Alright, so he may get a little bit blocked by the SCV because there's no actual. Actually, we see the eBay being thrown down, but I don't think. Well, wait, did you say it's got blocked? This is my CC, you get eBay. Oh, okay, so it wasn't losing the probe, it was. Maybe throwing down a pylon or something, but there we see Aurex throwing down his Nexus. So not as early as I thought it was going to be, but still definitely enough is being put down in terms of time-wise that he'll be just fine. And there we see the Sky SCV does get taken out, and that's the first kill of the game. Alright, so there's a second gas. So Aurex has been going for some very quick tech. Sometimes you see a lot of guys going for 3 gateways before throwing down their second assimilator, and it looks like Aurex is going to be going down their second assimilator first. He could be going for a robotics facility directly after that gas, so he goes for the gateway, robo, and then additional 2 gateways. So that might be the way he's going to possibly go for like a faster Colossus style that gives him a lot of pushing power and a lot of aggression against Terran, and it puts Terran into an awkward position where they have to decide between Medivacs or Vikings, and it can lead to some very nice timing attacks where Terran just doesn't quite have enough, but there is that robo directly after the first gate. Second gate is going to go down, and I think we're probably going to see a third gateway going down in a second from Aurex, probably from this same probe. We see his natural is almost done. He actually has 2 building probes, actually 2 idle probes. That's not good. Huh, let's see if there's an idle one's from Crazy. Nope, Crazy is a new idle SCVs. Alright, so with that in mind, we are going to see that, this probe's still doing nothing. This probe's also doing nothing. Alright, well, I can yell at him later for this, but it's all good. It is all in nice, happy, fun time. So, with this in mind, let's see what Crazy's going to be doing in this second up pattern. Looks like it has 3 racks up, and look at Aurex pulling back the Stalker very much in time to, well, just keep it alive. There we see 1 shot, 2 shot. And a little bit of damage gets done. One guy goes all the way down, but still, just the 1 SCV kill in this game so far. But there's the factory going down, as well as an E-base. We're going to see upgrades and tech coming out in terms of medevac. So with that, we should be seeing a very strong just bio play from Crazy, very standard play. Crazy's very good with his bio play. I've seen him play some amazing TVTs where he has everything won except upgrades. In PVT, that's a very viable worry as well. So we'll see exactly how he's going to fare against UR.Aurex and upgrades. As UR.Aurex is a strong late game Protoss player, and I'm kind of waiting to see him throw down a double forge and play a style similar to Creative Prime. With that double forge, you go for the Colossus, and then you get third along with Templar. And oh, Org's about to lose his 2 Stalkers. Eee. Oh, just looking away for a second, and that is something that Crazy would be very happy about. Nice pick off for him. Couple Zealots are coming in, but look at how little UR.Aurex has. Losing those Stalkers is a big loss. Big loss. So Crazy's got to be happy with this. And then we see actually good timing on bringing guys into gas directly after they finish. But no, that probe was holding minerals. Press C, UR.Aurex, press C. Oh, it pains me, and oh, that sucks. So UR.Aurex locked in all these probes. Oh, oh. That's such an easy mistake to do. It's all good though, because they were getting re-put up, and UR.Aurex is still, it's the late game management, guys. The late game management. But we'll see that he'll probably play impeccably after this. I'm assuming that's just one of those mistakes that just happens to everybody every now and then. I think the only person I've ever seen that not happen to is White Raw, because White Raw is just very pretty with his building placement. I mean, it's just a line of pylons and then a line of gateways and a line of gateways, and it's very Brood War-esque, which I think is probably due to his background, the fact that White Raw is probably the best foreigner Protoss of all time in Brood War. I don't think there's many people that could really stand up against him. I think Draco's had some good games, but if I remember correctly, the TSL2 White Raw defeated Draco in a PvP. I think it was a 3-2 victory though. But Draco is pretty scary as well. And as far as other foreigner Protosses go, TT1 was up there. JF, I think he lost to White Raw as well in the TSL2. Or did JF beat Draco? I don't know. I'm pretty sure you guys don't care about this. We're in SC2 days now, so let's watch as this attack's coming in from Crazy. He does have that +1 weapons finished. We see the armor being researched, and it looks like we now see him with an idle SCV, but his combat shield is almost done. Once that is done, he may actually want to push, but he's to be very careful against these Colossi. Colossi are about to have extended thermal lance done, and we have a good presence of Stalkers running around, making sure that drops do not happen and catch UR.Aurex off guard. Because if those drops happen in the back of the base, and then this army gets pulled back, because as you can see, you got one hockey for the army, then Crazy could easily push in, attack the front, and just get a Nexus just swipe or something. But here we're seeing UR.Aurex going for that double forge. It's a little bit of a layer than the Creative Prime style, but he's still got 3 Colossi, which is very formidable. But Crazy's already got his 3rd finish. He's going to be able to land that down, and we're about to see this factory get fairly damaged. I don't think it's going to die, but it's going to be damaged. It looks like is UR.Aurex going to go for a 3rd over here. That would be awesome to see. I love seeing hidden expos. I don't think that happened enough in SC2. Brood War, they were literally the mainstay. Every single ZVP, the 3rd gets taken all the way across the map, just because it's so much better in terms of the aggression that Protoss could do in terms of defending it, because you can just then move along to the other side of the map and counterattack. Because if Protoss is investing in taking out the 3rd, then you just go ahead and kill their main, they're natural. But once again, I don't know, I think it's just talking about the Brood War stuff with White Raw and JF and Draco, but that's gonna make me think about that. But now we're seeing pushing forward, but nice line of forces. But if they were just a second or two earlier, then they might have locked in a few of those units. But as of right now, Crazy is getting very much threatened. This is a very standard play. I like the fact that we have an Immortal mixed in, just because the Vikings are doing a good job of harassing this Colossi. Ooh, this is why I have Colossi on a different hockey, so you can pull your Colossi back really easily, and your rest of your army forward, and it just allows you to kill off a Viking or two without losing a Colossus or two, and that's very much important. But we do see the hidden expo has been thrown down, so I have a standard 3rd from Crazy, we have a hidden 3rd from UR.Aurex, and UR.Aurex is slightly ahead in the food count, but he has not seen the 3rd base. He's kind of leaving a probe and a pylon out in the middle of the map, which is about to get picked off. The probe may stay alive. We'll find out, but this is going to be a dead factory unless a mule gets called down or something. But once again, Aurex, looking at these immortals, he's not producing any more. Colossi, he's getting his double upgrades out. It is still just level 1, but he's about to get that done. We have Charge finished, and Temple Archive's going to be working on the Psystorm. So we're going to have Psystorm available for him against Crazy, but Crazy is here with a lot of Stim Marines, Marauders. There's Vikings as well, and Aurex is going to start pushing it, but I don't. I think Crazy's realized that third has not been taken, so he's got to be really wary in how he is moving around. He may not know that Aurex has a third base or something, but this is going to be a really, really interesting engagement to watch because there we see Aurex pushing forward. We are watching them engage as a lot of them are pushing forward. There you see the Colossus are getting taken down, but Aurex got to be really careful. Crazy is getting a whole lot of just. I think he's actually being just fine. But there we see pushing forward, but oh, Crazy's got a split. He's splitting nicely, actually. Now but he did get a few free swipes in the Colossus, and there we see the Colossus are swiping. There are no more Vikings. We see one Colossus may get picked off. They are very much damaged, but you know what? Great forces by Aurex. Perfect army management from Aurex. Crazy trying to move in and sniping in to get this Marine in position, but that will not happen, unfortunately for him. That sucks. Okay, but Crazy's got a lot of Marauders. If he can stem them forward and get some good shots on Colossi, that'd be great for him. But Aurex is taking a nice lead with the fact that his third is up, and misinformation on Crazy's part is really hurting him, as Aurex is just managing this Protoss army incredibly solidly and just not taking too many losses, not engaging in the open areas that would allow the full surround. Like, for example, here and here with the army right here could be terrible for him. But right now, Aurex is pushing forward. He's got an Archon in the mix, and we just see how efficiently he's been trading in the army battles. But there we see Vikings are starting to move in. They're going to take down the top Colossus, but Aurex is continuing to push forward. We've got a lot of damage being done over here from the spread of the bio. But you know what? Ooh, looks like Crazy is successfully forcing Aurex back. That was a very nice army engagement for Crazy. We can see how he's kind of getting a little more even, but he has been able to macro quite a lot. Look at the fact that he's been able to mine significantly more, actually. The fact that Aurex only started mining this space, I think 14 minutes in, is really hurting him. He needs to get this fourth up right now, otherwise Crazy's going to have a nice macro advantage. But Crazy, actually, looking at this, is pretty oversaturated inside his main base, considering he only has 6 patches left. His naturals actually even fewer right now, actually just the same, 6, but he's about to be down to 5 down there, and if he can send some SCVs here, he'll be able to mine much more efficiently. But Aurex is now mixed in a War Prism, and once again, the immortals that he had before are really being helpful. 10 kills on that one. I think that was probably the first one that was out, but we're going to be up to a 5 High Templar and an Archon. That's actually a nice, healthy amount of just splash DPS, while Crazy is doing a great job of not being overcommitted to the Vikings. He's switched back to producing the Medvacs, and he's got such a strong bio army right now. It's going to be really, really, really key for Aurex to land the size storms. We can see that every single Templar here is enough for 1 storm, but you know what? Crazy is actually getting